Hi, FIS Families. Again, my name is Jervis Hudson, and I'm the principal of the Summit branch of Flipper International School. And I'm so excited to start the 2020-2021 academic school year. In this video is a comprehensive guide of using our Google Classroom, how to log into our Google Classroom, an example of our daily schedules for our e-learning, and then all the different types of assignments students and families will find inside of our Google Classrooms. We will send this out as a PowerPoint as well so that you can find the videos that you want to find and skip through, or if you like, you can watch the entire video to get a full idea of what Flipper intends to do with our e-learning. Okay, so you can watch now. Hi, FIS families. In this video, I'm just going to show you how you can open up your Google Classroom from a computer. So first, you're going to start with going to your desktop. So you can see my desktop here, and then you're going to open up your web browser. And I suggest using Google Chrome, since all of the applications that we're using are from Google. So Google Chrome makes it very easy to navigate and use those different applications. So I'm going to open up Google Chrome, and then it's going to take me again to my home screen. We always want to start from our Gmail, and so I'm going to just go ahead to this little menu item here where it says Google Apps. I'm going to open up my Gmail, and then it should take me to gmail.com. And then again here it is my my personal email. I want to change that to my school email. And I'm just going to click that little ball there where it says Google Accounts, and I'm going to switch it to this school email that ends with flipperschool.com. Then I click there. Again, it will take me to gmail.com, but now this time it's going to take me to my school email. You'll always know you're in your school email if it says here at the top, Send Education. Okay, so once I'm in my Gmail now, I'm going to go again back to these little dots that are a menu or that says Google Apps. I'm going to click that, and then here it says Google Classroom. And so that's a very easy way to get to your Google Classroom using a computer or a tablet where you're using a web browser. So you go ahead and you click that. And then it might ask you to translate from French to English. You can click yes to translate it from French to English. I'm also going to show you how to make sure your Google Classroom doesn't come in French. So then you can see that this student is in the Google Classroom for 2S. Your student will see the Google Classroom that they have been added to by the school admins. So you just click there, and then you'll see the Google Classroom. You'll see that some of it is coming up in French, but because I said to translate it, Google automatically translated it. And so that's how you get into the Google Classroom. But what I do want to show you very quickly is how, if your Google Classroom is coming in French. And so I'll make another video just to show that. So this is how you get into your Google Classroom. Hi again, FIS families. So in an earlier video, we logged into our Google Classroom using our computer or a tablet. And then what we come to find sometimes is that on our computer or tablet, our Google Classroom shifts between English and French, even if we've already in our Gmail switched the language setting. So I want to show you how to make sure your Google Classroom only has the English setting. So I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to go straight to the Google Classroom that I'm already in with one of our former students in our 2S classroom. So if you look here at the top, this is French, and we want to change that to English, even though most of it is getting translated. If you can see up here, by Google. So it has translated this page, but we prefer to make sure that the setting is in English. So what I'm going to do, we can't actually change it in the Google Classroom, we have to change the setting in our drive. So again, I'm going to go to my Google Apps menu here. I'm going to click the Google Apps menu. I'm going to come to Drive. And again, this is if you're using a computer or a tablet. And then I'm going to click on Drive. And then it's going to open now my Google Drive that I use with my school email. And so you can see some of the things that this student has or saved onto the computer or has been done by one of the Google Classrooms that she is in. And then again, you see that this is in French. So once we change this from French to English, our Google Classroom will also be changed into English. And so again, you're going to just go up to this setting button and you'll click that. And again, you're going to click this very first one. And then it has languages here. You're just going to modify the language. And again, it's asking you to translate between French or English. You can do that, but it doesn't really solve our problem because still it will come up some parts of it in French because it doesn't translate everything. So here where it says default language, where it's French, we're gonna wanna just change that from French into English. So I'm gonna click this little edit button and then I'm going to click English. I'm going to type in English, and then it will come up with English. It's going to ask you again for which country. So after you click English, you're also going to just want to find the country that you want. You just want to recognize with, and I would always just go down here to UK or United States. I'll just click the UK and hit select, and then it's going to give you your default language as English from the UK, and it should save as you saw that, and you can just hit back now. And now everything is going to load back up into English, your Google Drive. And now also, if I go again to my Google Apps menu, as it loads up. So I go back to my Google Apps menu and I click onto my classroom. Everything will now be in English and there won't be any French because it won't be translating between French and English. The default language is now just French. And so that is how you will, so you now see the stream, classwork, and people instead of what was in French. And so now this Google Classroom is all in English and it's ready to be used. Hi FIS families. In this video, I'm just going to show you how you can get to your Google Classroom using your phone. So you just want to start on your home screen. And again, you can use both the iPhone or you can use Android. Both work fine. Only thing you need to make sure you have are these two applications, the Gmail app and the Classroom app or Google Classroom app. Once you've logged into your school email using the Gmail app, everything else should be set. So we've already made a video for how to log into your school email. If you need help logging in, you can refer to that video. This video, I just want to show you how to log into your Google Classroom. So once you've downloaded the app, you just click on the app. And then it should upload as long as you're connected to either cellular data or Wi-Fi. Currently, I'm connected with my Wi-Fi. And so here are all the Google Classrooms, but they're not the correct ones. This is my personal email. So I want to change it to the school email by going up to the little circle here and clicking that. And then it shows me my different Google accounts. I'm going to use Faith's here, this student account. So I just click on that one. And then it will pull up the Google Classroom that she is in. All right, and so when it came that she wasn't in any classroom, all I did was drag down my screen to refresh it and then it uploaded the classroom that Faith is in. If it's the first time that you're joining in the classroom, you just click join. And then it will add you into that classroom. And so now we can see the 2S classroom that Faith is a part of, and you can see all the information that is here. And you can get notifications as well to your phone with anything that's posted by teachers here. So in a separate video, I'm going to speak about how teachers will post onto this Google Classroom. Hi, FIS Families. In this video, I'm going to explain the different types of assignments students will get inside of their Google Classroom. There are 3 assignment types that students will receive in their Google Classroom. The first is a video from the teacher that is also linked with a video from YouTube or Khan Academy. They will also get a PowerPoint that is interactive with students or teachers' audio behind it, and then they will also have a video live conference through Google Meets. So those are the 3 types of assignment students will get. In this video, I'm going to show and explain the type of assignment of a video. And so I will show other types of assignments in later videos. So you're going to first want to start by going into your web browser. And so I'm going to use Google Chrome, as I always suggest using. It makes it much easier to use our different apps that we're using. I'm already inside of my school email. There's a later video or earlier video of how to get into your school email. But to save time, I'm just already here. And then I'm going to go to Google Apps, and then I'm going to go to my classroom. This is where all of work will be posted depending on the student's daily schedule. So this student is in grade 2. Grade 2 students will learn on Wednesday and Friday. So this grade 2 student will come to this classroom on Wednesday and Friday, and all of their work will be posted here following their schedule. And I'm going to show what I mean by that. So this classroom has already been filled in. On the day of Monday, it will not be filled in this way. What will happen is there will be a link at 8 a.m. Asking students to join just to get them warmed up for the day, like we usually do in normal school with a morning lineup. And on that morning link will be myself or a specialist teacher or another teacher just welcoming students, either going through some specialist class and getting them prepared for the day. We know if they're able to join between 8 and 8:30, they'll be ready to start first period at 8:30. And so then exactly at 8:30, this teacher, who will be the science teacher, will post depending on the schedule. So if they have science first, it will be the science teacher. If they have Amharic first, it will be the Amharic teacher to post. And it will have a heading just like this, whatever day it is, if it's Monday, September 21st, 2020. So we'll have the date, and then it will tell the period and the time, and then the subject. That's going to be there just in case if you ever miss a class for power, network, for whatever reason, you'll be able to backtrack and then follow up with any assignment or post from teachers. And so this video is going to focus solely on the type of assignment that is a video. And so this science teacher and many of our teachers will post similar to this, where it says, "Hi students, it's time for science class. In today's lesson, you're learning all about the body parts. Here is what you have to do." So here the teacher explains how to interact with this assignment. For the first couple weeks, maybe parents will need to be there, especially for younger students, on how to access these materials. But it's very clear. It says, first, watch the teacher video. Second, watch the YouTube link. And then third, answer the questions from the worksheet in your exercise books. I will be here to help. Leave a comment if you need any support. Miss Salam. And so here's all of the 3 things mentioned here. But before I show you those, this is where students will post if they ever need help while doing an assignment. So even if it is not a live video conference, teachers will be live at the school after posting their work to help students in any way. So if a student is having trouble with a concept, say, I don't know which body part this one is, and they type that here in the comment, I need help with this work, they can hit post here, and then the teacher will be able to see that right away, and then they can either comment back to the student, or they can make a phone call, they can send a text message through Telegram. There are many ways that they can help, and then depending on what's commented, they can decide what to do. And so though teachers may not have a live video conference, they'll be able to interact with students whenever they need help for this type of learning assignment. So we also want to make sure that all of these learning spaces are safe, and students are only allowed to comment on teacher posts. They're not allowed to make their own post, and then teachers are able to filter through what students post, delete, and edit as they like. But it is important, and we will continue to, in our morning sessions, set guidelines and set norms about how we use these spaces. And it is important for parents at home to do the same, that we use this space for learning, we treat everyone kindly, and all those different things, so that if they ever need to post, they know how to post. And so now for video type of learning assignment, it will always start with a teacher video that introduces the topic. But we did find that there are more effective videos online through Khan Academy or through YouTube that have interesting ways of kind of presenting information that we couldn't develop at school. And so what you first have is a teacher video introducing the topic, and then a YouTube video that compounds on or explains that concept, and then a worksheet or a link that goes with it. And so we can just see for the teacher video, you would just click it, it opens up in a new tab, and then you would just hit play.
You guys are sick. Last year, you guys were grade 1. So good. So, in your science lesson, you will learn a lot in this year. We will give you worksheets, you will play games, you will sing songs. Nice. Yeah, you enjoy it. Good. Our today's topic is about body parts. And for the lesson, Miss Amharic will take over. Enjoy the lesson.
And so you will see that our teachers will introduce the topic and get students prepared for what they're going to learn. And then they'll go back to their Google Classroom by just switching back to the classroom tab. And then they will watch the YouTube video, the Khan Academy link, or whatever other video link that teachers find to be effective to teach this concept. But again, teachers will be live through comments if students need extra support. So students will just click here to watch the YouTube video, and then it should open up right away. Right, and so then they can learn through song or through play ways that, or animation, ways that we couldn't necessarily develop at the school. And so then after they watch that YouTube video, their next step is to answer the questions in their exercise book. And so here they'll just click the worksheet, and then from the YouTube video, answer those questions here. If it is a more extended and they say, oh, Miss Salam, I need help with question number 2, Miss Salam will be live to help answer that question and can send a comment back in, or they can text the student right away. They could also email the student. And so the teacher will be live to help. And this is just one way, or one type of assignment that teachers will send, which is video. In the next video, I'm going to show you how teachers will send PowerPoints. Hi, FIS families. Okay, now I'm going to continue the videos about the different types of assignments that students will get in their Google Classroom. The first video done was about video assignments that they would get. This one is about PowerPoint presentations that students will get. So I'm going to go back into my Google Classroom here, and then you'll see, again, first period, the teacher will post. If it's a science period, the teacher will post at 8:30 and will be the only post inside of the Google Classroom. After first period is over, the second period teacher will post their assignment. And so again, they will start with the date, and then period 2, and then also the time. And the teacher will be posting at 9:20, and so students can check it at their period. So it's almost like they're shifting their classrooms or their teachers virtually. So this is a math class. And again, the teacher posts just a general notice. Hi, grade 2 students, it's now time for math. We are learning all about place value. Here is what you need to do. Again, parents may need to help students at the very beginning with doing these steps, but the 3 types of assignments won't change. And so they should get used to it after a week or 2. And so it says, click the link to open the PowerPoint. Following the instructions in the PowerPoint, complete any work in your math books. Again, if you need help, post in the comment box. I'll be right here, Mr. Nehemiah. So it's the teacher. Right? So students can post right here. Mr. Nehemiah, I can't open it. Or Mr. Nehemiah, oh, I don't understand this part. Mr. Nehemiah can then post back to the student live right away, or they can decide to make a phone call, or they can also decide to send an email. But Mr. Nehemiah will be available during this time because it is his lesson. And so how students open their PowerPoint, again, is they just click here. And then it will bring them to this PowerPoint slide. All of our PowerPoints will have explanation audio voice from teachers in the background. But in order to open it up, you need to go here to present. And then once you hit present, then the teacher's voice will come in behind it.
Good morning, students. Today we are going to start our lesson on Unit 1. Today is the first day of our revision. We are going to start with Unit 1, numbers and place values.
And so that's just the first slide. And then if students need to hear this slide again, they can go back and they can go forward. So I'm just going to go forward again. Digits. And so here you, as the student goes through, they can hear the teacher's voice again. And so if I need to go back, I can go back.
Students, today we are going to start our lesson on Unit 1.
Or if I need to go forward,
this is slide 2, and this is where the teacher will continue teaching.
So teachers will put their audio behind all of their slides to explain what students are seeing and how they're actually doing the concept or whatever they're teaching. And so if they ever then need to do work, something, so like for example, these questions, teacher may tell them to do it inside of their workbook or their exercise book. When we start school, all students will have e-copies or printed out copies of their workbooks. And so they'll be able to do whatever assignments teachers ask them to do inside of those books. And I'm going to show you now because it might be 2 things. One, they might just have them do it in their exercise book as practice, or teachers might send it as an assignment when they want it back. And so in a later video, I will show you how teachers will ask for assignments and how you will send the work back. So this video is just how our PowerPoints will work. Hi, FIS Families. Okay, this is one of the last videos in the different types of assignments that will be posted in the Google Classroom. Again, there are 3. There'll be video assignments, PowerPoint assignments, and then our Google Meets assignments. For our Google Meet assignments, that will be our Zoom or video live conferencing. It's important that before we start, if you're going to be using phone or tablet, is that you download the Google Meets app. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. Here it is. And so if you're working through your phone or through your tablet, you need to download this app so that you can come into our video live conferences. Okay, and so then from there, I'm going to show you now how you're going to access that in the Google Classroom. So I'm going to first just go right into the Google Classroom because we've already done a couple of these videos. If you need video about how to get to the Google Classroom, you can look through earlier videos. But here again, we see the Google Classroom for 2S. Each teacher is posting at their time. So we've gone through period 1, we've gone now through period 2, now we're at period 3. The teacher is gonna post a date, just in case you might miss it, or you need to follow up with it. It will be here, and then it also posts the time and then the subject. Because between period 2 and period 3, they have a snack, the teacher asks, "Hi students, did you have a nice snack? It's time for English class now. Here's what you need to do." Again, you might need to show students what to do for the very beginning or the first couple of weeks. But after that, they should be able to do it on their own. This one is a class video meeting. And so all students need to do is, if they're using tablet or phone, is first download the Google Meets app. And then if they're on laptop, all they do is click, and then it will take them straight to the Google Meets or the Google video or the class video meet, right? And so they'll see the students and they'll see themselves. So even though right now they're seeing themselves, they're not yet in the classroom. To get in the classroom, they need to hit join now, right here, and then that will now get them into the classroom. This one just pops up to add other students. You don't need to do that. So now that they're joined in, the teacher will be here and the other students only for their classroom. And then this is exactly how they will have their meeting. And then during this time, teachers will present their new information, and they will also review previous work. And how they might do new information is through here. They'll present their screen, and they will do live presentations with their PowerPoint and their voice to help students learn. And so that is how our Google Meets live classes will look. And so those are our 3 types, or our 3 main types of assignments that will be posted in our Google Classrooms. And again, every time that the teacher posts, it will be at their subject time and they will be live. And so if students ever need help, they post here in the comment, the teacher will see it right away and be able to help students either by posting back or by giving a phone call, telegram, email. There'll be many ways for them to help out. So now the only thing I do want to show as well is how teachers will then correct work or review work with students. And so the first way is that the students will see their teachers every week. So if they're homeroom teacher, they will see their homeroom teacher once. So if they're learning twice, Monday and Wednesday, they will see their homeroom teacher on Monday and they'll see the homeroom teacher on Wednesday. They will also see the English teacher on both days. So they'll have at least 2 video conferences for their 5 subjects each day. So each day they'll have 2 video conferences. In those video conferences, if they're asked to ever work in a workbook or in their exercise books, those might just be notes, or it might be simply answering some easy questions or something to help them practice. The teacher will review those questions in their live meetings or in their Google Meet classes. And so they might say to students, all right, students, today we're going to review pages 4 and 5. Bring your answers from your exercise book, and we're going to go over them. And they might say, number 1, what was the answer for number 1? Yes, it was A. and then all the students will get the correct answers from the teacher directly, and there will be no more sending answer keys to parents, because teachers will correct the work through their live video conferences. And so that will be just if the work is a classwork or exercise that it doesn't need to be evaluated or a mark. If it does need to have a mark, there's another place that will show up into the Google Classroom as an assignment. So here you can see that I've posted an Amharic assignment, and it will always come after the class that it was posted from. So here's the Amharic class, and they had a video conference at period 4. Right after period 4, the teacher posted the Amharic from that session, or the Amharic homework from that session. And they can see that it's due on the 30th of September. Students will click that link, and I'm gonna leave that because it says that I was starting a comment, but I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna go to the assignment. And I can see that it's an Amharic homework. It's worth 10 points, and it just explains, you had a great class, you can read the story and complete the questions in this passage. And so what students and parents are going to need to do is first, you're gonna click here where the work is. And then you can see here, this is all of the work. There are 2 ways that you can hand it in, but for this one where it's a mark, the easiest way would be is to first print out this one from your computer, your home computer or wherever, or your home printer, print it, have students do it, and then you would scan it or take a picture of it and then post it here by hitting hand in. By hitting add first, and then you add a file from your computer or from your shared drive, and then you can upload it straight to the teacher. And the teacher will get it right away. And then the teacher is able to give feedback on that work. But if you ever have any questions for the whole class, you can put here, Mr. Hudson or Miss Salam, the work didn't print out correctly, or this one is not correct. If that's for the whole class, then you can post it here. But if you have a private comment that maybe I've tried to answer this question this way, is this one correct? Can you give me feedback on that one? The teacher will see it and also be able to give you private feedback there as well. And then after you've done everything, you can hit hand in, and then you want to make sure that you have an attachment that you want to hand in, and you just say handing it in. And then it will go straight to the teacher, and then the teacher will be able to will receive it, see the work that's been done, whether it's been printed and taken a picture of and then posted, or if it's been done right on the computer by using Google Docs. We'll also give more explanation on how to do this one as well. But either way, if it's printed and then taken a picture of, or if it's done on Google Docs, the teacher will be able to see it, give feedback, and then give us a mark as well. And so that is how we intend to continue doing our evaluation and assessing of our students. It will be through this either type of printing using Google Docs, or through a quiz through Google Forms, as we've done towards the end of our 2019-2020 academic school year. And so those are the ways that we intend to use our Google Classroom. More information will come, and we are confident that with more practice and actually using and implementing this system, parents, students, and teachers will get more comfortable with using it, and it will be a very effective system that we intend to use throughout the school year, even if we go into a blended or hybrid system of physical learning, will be supplemented also with our online learning using our Google Classrooms. Hi, FIS families. In this video, I'm just going to show you or tell you a little bit about how our daily schedule is going to work for our K or our Prep 2 up to grade 10 classes. So I'm going to show you some sample schedules for those grade levels, and then also show you what that might look like in our Google Classroom. So I'm going to first start by showing you some example schedules. And so I will start with our Prep 2 to Grade 4 schedule. Our Prep 2 to Grade 4 schedule, like all of our other classes as well, are only going to learn for 2 days throughout the week. So for example, our Prep 2 classes will learn on Tuesday and Thursday. Our Grade 2 classes are going to learn on Wednesday and Friday. Our Grade 4, 5, and 6 classes are learning on Monday and Friday. And so those will be the days that students will have posts from their teachers inside of their Google Classroom. Those are the days that they will have video conferences with their teachers. Those are the days they might get worksheets or assignments sent home to them. All the other days is when they should be either doing the work sent from teachers or also preparing for those days. So here's an example schedule for Grade 2 class, Mr. Dawood's classroom. All of our classes our first periods are going to start at 8:30. But just like how we have in school, we have a morning lineup or a morning registration or a morning rally, we will also have that through our e-learning. So our morning pump up or our morning special will start at 8. And students will be able to join in with live video with either one of our specialist teachers, like our art teacher or our PE teacher, or myself or another admin or another teacher. And during that time, if it's not a special, it will be a pump up for the day. It'll be a review of their schedule and kind of a chance for us to have a community time before we start with each of our different core subjects. So for this Grade 2 classroom and for all of our Prep 2 to Grade 4 classrooms, they have 5 subjects a day on each day that they learn. So for example, this Grade 2 classroom, Mr. Dawood's class, has 5 periods, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, with a break between the first 2 for a 30-minute break, and then their lunch will be at 1 for those 2 days. So Grade 2 learn on Wednesday and Friday. All first periods for Prep 2 to Grade 4 start at 8:30 and go through, as we can see here, and all of their periods are a 45-minute block. So that is how it will work. So for example, they will have their English class or the English subject 2 days a week, math 2 days a week, science 2 days a week, Amharic once with an Amharic math and Amharic science, and then they'll have geography once. Their specials will be included again in the morning pump up from 8 to 8:30. We will say those classes the morning sessions are highly recommended because again, it will be a time for them to all come together and either do some PE together or some art together. But we understand that maybe waking them up in the morning, especially these first few weeks, may be difficult, but so it may be a buffer for them to get into their first period. So as long as they're in this morning class around 8:10, 8:15, we know that they'll be set up to start their first period right away at 8:30. And so that's an example for our Prep 2 to Grade 4. It changes just a little bit when we get to Grade 5 and Grade 6, only because they have a little bit more of work to do. So again, they will still have their morning session from 8 to 8:30. And we did try to include for all of our classes, art, PE, SEL, and music. And again, with myself and our specialist teachers and some of our other admins and teachers be involved in that. And then again, their first period will start at 8:30. 4, 5, and 6, their days are Monday and Friday. And Grade 4 as well, their periods are Monday and Friday. But 5 and 6 are a little bit different because they have an additional period. So instead of having 5 periods, Grade 5 and 6, they have 6 periods, only because they have more to cover than the other classes in only 2 days. So the additional classes that 5 and 6 have, they have civics and then also Habretasab, which I believe is Amharic social studies. And so to fit those classes in they need to have a 6 period, but they still have break and lunch. And so they have their first period at 8:30. They have a little break, 30-minute break after 10:05 for snack. And then they will have lunch at 12:10. And then they'll come back at 1 o'clock on Monday and Friday. And then they'll finish the day at 2:30. And again, we have to remember that these will only be on Monday and Friday. And so though it may seem like a longer day, it's only going to be twice a day. And then again, it will be broken up into different activities that they will do through the Google Classroom. And one other thing to note for our grade 4, 5, and 6 classes, since they are learning virtually with online video lessons and those things on Monday and Friday, teachers will also be sending on a scheduled basis on Wednesday a homework or a worksheet for students to do in the middle of the week that will then again be looped into their Monday or Friday sessions. And now just for our 7 through 10 classes, these students will be learning every day of the week just because they have a much more intensive learning curriculum. And so they start almost the same time as we do, at first period being 8:30. They still have that morning block to get them signed in, get them linked in with a teacher or myself or one of the specialists. And then that's again help to build some community between the students and get them prepared to start their first period. Because they have a much longer and much more intensive curriculum, they do need to be on all day, but still how theirs is different is they only have 5 periods a day. Just like the younger grades, their only difference is their 5 periods are an hour long, whereas the prep 2 to grade 6, they're 45 minutes long. So even though they have the same number of periods, their day is just a little bit longer because of the time frame of their lessons. And so all of these schedules will be sent out. Just one note is that grades 7 and 8 are a little bit different from 9 and 10 in that 7 and 8, they only have 2 days when they're full 5 periods. The other 3 days, they only have 4 periods. So they will end 3 days at 2 and then 2 days at 3, whereas 9 through 10, they will end their days every day at 3 p.m. So that is what our schedule looks like. Last thing I want to note about most of our schedules, especially I can say for our prep 2 to grade 6 schedules, is that even though our times are slotted for 45 minutes, they may not take that long. So if this English class is first period and they have 8:30 to 9:15, and they're doing a Google video or Google Meets conferencing, or live conferencing, it may not be the whole 45 minutes, only because it will be challenging for students to sit for the whole 45 minutes, especially with a larger group. And we are telling our teachers to make it as impactful and meaningful as possible. And if we much prefer for them to end the lesson and give the students a little bit of break before their next lesson, rather than have them sit there looking at the screen. And so if periods end a little bit early, do not be alarmed. That may be intentional. So that is what our daily schedules will look like. And again, these schedules will be sent out very soon so that you have an idea and will be posted into your students' Google Classroom. Hi, FIS families. In this video, I'm just going to show you or tell you a little bit about how our daily schedule is going to work for our
ሰላም ወላጆች እንደምን አላችሁ የ2013 መርሃ ግብራችን ምን ይመስላል የሚለውን አቀር ባለ መልኩ ለማሳየት ሞክራለሁኝ ይህ መርሃ ግብር የሚያገለግለን ላልተወሰነ ጊዜ ኦንላይን ብቻ በምንሰጥበት ጊዜ ነው ከዛ በኋላ ግን እንደየሁኔታው ታይቶ ሊቀየር ይችላል ማለት ነው ስለዚህ አሁን በጊዜያዊነት የሰራነው ምን ይመስላል የሚለውን እና እንዴት ነው የምንጠቀመው የሚለውን አጠራርጌ ለማሳየት ሞክራለሁኝ እዚህ ጋር መሰናዶ 2 ነው የምታዩት ወይም ፕሬቱን ከመሰናዶ 2 እስከ 10ኛ ክፍል ወይም ደግሞ ከፕሬፕ እስከ ግሬድ 10 ያለውን ደረጃ በደረጃ ምን ይመስላል የሚለውን ለማሳየት እንሞክራለሁ። እዚህ ጋር ስትመለከቱ አሁን መሰናዶ 2 እና አንደኛ ክፍል ላይ በሳምንት 2 ቀን ብቻ ነው ያላቸው። ስለዚህ እነሱ ኦንላይን ወይ መስመር ላይ የሚቀመጡት 2 ቀን ብቻ ነው ማለት ነው። መቼ? ማክሰኞና ሐሙስ ብቻ ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ መሰናዶ 2 እና አንደኛ ክፍሎች በሳምንት 2 ቀን ማክሰኞና ሐሙስ መስመር ላይ ተዘጋጅተው ይጠብቁናል ማለት ነው። ስንት ሰዓት ነው የሚጀምረው የሚለውን ስናይ እዚህ ጋር እንደምታዩት ዋናው ክፍለ ጊዜ 2 ተኩል ይጀምራል። ከዛ ቀደም ብሎ ግን ከ2 ሰዓት እስከ 2 ተኩል ድረስ አንዱ ቀን ላይ አርት ይኖራቸዋል፣ አንዱ ቀን ላይ ደግሞ ፒኢ ይኖራቸዋል ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ በዛች በ30 ደቂቃ ራሳቸውን አነቃቅተው ተዘጋጅተው ይቀመጣሉ ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ 2 ሰዓት ሲል ተማሪዎች ኦንላይን ቁጭ ብለው ይጠብቁናል ማለት ነው። ከዛ በመቀጠል ደግሞ ሁለተኛ ክፍልና ሶስተኛ ክፍል መቼ ነው ያላቸው ብለን ስናይ ረቡዕና ዓርብ ብቻ ነው ያላቸው ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ እነሱም ልክ እንደ መሰናዶ 2 እና አንደኛ ክፍል በ2 ሰዓት መስመር ላይ ቁጭ ብለው ይጠብቁንና በዛ መሰረት የዕለቱ ትምህርት ይጀምራል ማለት ነው። ስንት ሰዓት ያልቃል የሚለው እንደምትመለከቱት 7 ሰዓት ላይ ያልቃል ማለት ነው። በእነዚህ ቀናት እነዚህን በመንሰጥበት ሰዓት ላይ ምንድነው የሚያደርጉት? አሁን 2 ሰዓት ላይ መስመር ላይ ተቀመጡ። ስለዚህ ከዛ በኋላ ምንድነው የሚቀጥለው የሚለውን ነገር ደግሞ በምንመለከትበት ጊዜ 2 መንገዶችን አዘጋጅተናል። እነዚህም ምንድናቸው? ያው የመጀመሪያው ከዚህ በፊት ስትጠቀሙበት ስለነበረ ቴሌግራም ነው። ከቴሌግራም በተጓዳኝ ደግሞ እንደዚህ ጉግል ክላስሩም አለ። ጉግል ክላስሩምን እንዴት ነው የምናገኘው የሚለውን ከዚህ በፊት ባለፈው የሰጠናችሁ ኢሜል አለ። ያው በዛ ኢሜል ስትገቡ እዚች ጋር ጉግል ክላስሩም ትኖራለች። እዚህ ጋር አለ። እሱን ነው የምንከፍተው። እሱን እንከፍተዋለን። እዛ ላይ የዚህ የጉግል ክላስሩም ዋና ጠቀሜታው ምንድነው? ከዚህ በፊት በአካል ተማሪዎቻችን ትምህርት ቤት በሚመጡ ሰዓት ታስታውሱ ከሆነ የቤት ስራም ሲኖረን አንዳንድ መልእክቶችን ሲኖሩ ቀጥታ በመረጃ ደብተር ወይም በኮሙኒኬሽን ቡክ ነበር የምንልክላቸው። አሁን ይሄ ልክ እንደዛ ነው የሚያገለግለን ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ ጠዋት ተማሪዎች ልክ 2 ሰዓት ላይ ኦንላይን ሲቀመጡ ቀጥታ ይሄንን ነገር ይከፍታሉ ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ በምሳሌነት አሁን አንዱን ልክፈትና ላሳያችሁ። ለምሳሌ እዚህ ክፍል ላይ በአንደኛው ክፍለ ጊዜ ለምሳሌ ሳይንስ ያለበት ክፍል ቢሆን እዚህ ጋር መምህርቷ እንደምትመለከቱት ያስቀመጠችው ሊንክ አለ ማለት ነው። ይሄኛው አሁን ጉግል ሚት ላይ እንዲገናኙ ነው ልታገኛቸው ተማሪዎቿን የፈለገችው። ስለዚህ ይሄንን ሊንክ ታስቀምጣለች። በዚህ መሰረት ተማሪዎች ይገባሉ፣ ከመምህራኖቻቸው ጋር ይገናኛሉ። የሚሰጡት ነገር እዚህ ጋር እንደምትመለከቱት የክፍል ስራ ምንም ሲኖር እዚህ ላይ ይቀመጣል ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ ተማሪዎች ልክ ኦንላይን እንደተቀመጡ ቀጥታ ወደ ክፍል ይገባሉ ማለት ነው። ይሄኛውን ከፍተው በዚህ መሰረት እየተረዱ የዕለቱን ትምህርት ይቀጥላሉ ማለት ነው። አንደኛው ክፍለ ጊዜ ሲያልቃው እዚህ ጋር እንደምትመለከቱ የተለያዩ መምህራኖች ስም እንደሚታያችሁ። ስለዚህ መምህራኖቹ እንደየክፍለ ጊዜው እዛ ስኬጁሉ ላይ ወይም ደግሞ መርሃ ግብሩ ላይ እንዳያችሁት በዛ መሰረት ሲገቡ እዚህ ላይ እንደዚህ ያስቀምጣሉ ማለት ነው። እና ማንኛውም አይነት መረጃ ሲኖር ከልጆቻቸው ጋር መገናኘት የሚፈልጉበት መንገድ ካለ ያለ ሌላው ከዚህ በተጓዳኝ ቅድም እንዳልኳችሁ ደግሞ ቴሌግራም ከዚህ በፊትም ስንጠቀምበት ስለነበረ ቴሌግራም ላይ ይቀመጣል ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ በዚህ መልኩ እንቀጥላለን ማለት ነው። ቀጣይ ወደ ላይኛው ክፍል ትንሽ ከፍ ልበልና ደግሞ ላሳያችሁ ወደ ከአራተኛ ክፍል እስከ 6ኛ ክፍል ድረስ ደግሞ ያሉ ተማሪዎችስ እንዴት ነው እነሱ ስንል አንድ አይነት ነው። ክፍለ ጊዜ የሚጀምርበት ሰዓት 2 ሰዓት ነው። የሚያበቃበት ሰዓት እንደየክፍሉ ሁኔታ ይለያያል። ለምሳሌ እዚህ ላይ አራተኛ ላይ 7 ሰዓት ላይ ነው የሚያልቀው። ልክ 5ኛ ክፍል ላይ ስንመጣ ትንሽ የሚማሩትን ሰብጀክት ጨመር ስለሚል እንደ ክፍል ደረጃቸው እስከ 8 ከ35 የሚሄድበት ሰዓት አለ ወይም እስከ 8ም የሚቆይበት ሰዓት አለ። በዚህ መሰረት ይሆናል። እዚህ ጋር ለየት የሚያደርገው ደግሞ ከላይኛው ምንድነው? እንደምትመለከቱት ከ4 እስከ 6 ያሉት ሰኞና ዓርብ ነው ያላቸው ክፍለ ጊዜ። ስለዚህ በዚህ በሰኞና በዓርብ ክፍለ ጊዜ መሃል በጣም ርቀት አለ። ስለዚህ ተማሪዎች ሰኞ ተምረው ከዛ በኋላ ድጋሚ የሚገናኙት ከመምህራኖቻቸው ጋር ዓርብ ስለሆነ ምንድነው የምናደርገው? በመሃል ሮቀን የሆነ መልመጃ ወይም ወርክሺቶች እዚህ ጉግል ክላስሩም ላይ ወይም ደግሞ ቴሌግራም ላይ እናስቀምጣለን ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ ወላጆች ምን ጊዜም ከ4ኛ ክፍል እስከ 6ኛ ክፍል ያሉ ተማሪዎች ወላጆች ሁሉ ጊዜ ሮብሮ ታያላችሁ ወይም ደግሞ ቼክ ታደርጋላችሁ ማለት ነው ወይ ቴሌግራም ላይ ይቀመጣል ወይ ጉግል ክላስሩም ላይ መሃል ላይ የሚያስታውሳቸው ወይም እንደደልይ ሆኖ ሰኞንና አርብን የሚያያይዝ መልመጃዎች ይቀመጣሉ ማለት ነው ስለዚህ በዚህ መሰረት በሳምንት 2 ቀን ይቀጥላል ማለት ነው ወደ 7ኛና ከ7ኛ ክፍል እስከ 10ኛ ክፍል ያሉት ጋር እነሱንም በደረጃ ለከፋፍልና ላሳያችሁ ከ7ኛ ክፍል እስከ 10ኛ ክፍል ግን ሙሉ ሳምንቱን ያላቸው ከሰኞ እስከ አርብ ድረስ ሙሉ ሳምንቱን እናገኛቸዋለን ማለት ነውና እነሱን በመናገኝበት ሰዓት ግን ያው ከዚህ በፊት እነሱ ጠንከርም ስለሚሉ የተወሰነ ነገር መረዳት ስላላቸው መምህራኖቻቸው ይመሯቸዋል ማለት ነው ብዙም እነሱ ከወላጅ ገዛ ትንሽ ተቀቅ ያሉ ናቸው ክትትል ብቻ ነው የሚፈልጉትና በሚላክላቸው ኮድ ራሳቸውን ማገዝ ይችላሉ ብለን ስላመነን የነሱ 5 ቀን ሆኗል ግን ምንድነው አሁን 7ኛና 8ኛ ክፍል በተናጠል ለማሳየት ሞክራለሁ 7ና 8ኛ ክፍል ላይ በሳምንት 2 ቀን 5 ክፍለ ጊዜ ነው ያላቸው እንደምትመለከቱት አሁን ሰኞና ማክሰኞ ላይ እስከ 5ኛው ክፍለ ጊዜ ድረስ ይማራሉ ማለት ነው ከሮብ እስከ አርብ ግን 4 ብቻ ነው የሚኖራቸው ማለት ነው ስለዚህ 1 ሰዓት ሊቀንስላቸው ይችላል ከሮብ እስከ አርብ ባለው ሰዓት ላይ አሁን ለምሳሌ እዚህ ጋር ከ8:10 እስከ 9:10 የሚቆዩበት ጊዜ አለ 5 ሲሆን ሌላው ቀን ላይ ግን 1 ሰዓት ቀንሶ 8:10 ላይ ክላሳቸው ያልቃል ማለት ነው በዚህ መሃል ግን መሃል ላይ የረፍት ጊዜ ይኖራቸዋል የምሳ ሰዓት ይኖራቸዋል ማለት ነው 9ኛና 10ኛ ክፍል ላይ ደግሞ በመመጣበት ሰዓት እነሱ ሙሉ በሙሉ እንደ 7 እና 8 ከሰኞ እስከ አርብ አላቸው ነገር ግን እነሱ ጋር 4 ቀን የሚባል ክላስ የለም ሙሉ ሳምንቱ ሙሉ 5 ነው የሚማሩት ግን እንደተባለው እነሱ መሃል ላይ የሻይ ሰዓትና የረፍት ሰዓት ይኖራቸዋል የምሳ ሰዓት ይኖራቸዋል ማለት ነው ስለዚህ ይሄንን ይመስላል በአጠቃላይ ግን ለማሳሰብ የምፈልገው ሌላው ነገር ምንድነው እንዳልኳችሁ ይሄንን የጉግል ክላስሩም ላይ ሁሉ ጊዜ ተማሪዎች በሚቀመጡበት ሰዓት ላይ ጧት 2 ሰዓት ላይ ይሄንን ከፍታችሁ ማረጋገጥ እንዳትረሱ ቴሌግራማችሁንም ይሄንንም እየከፈታችሁ ልጆቹ በዛ መሰረት ክላሳቸውን እንዲከታተሉ እንድታደርጓቸው ነው ምንለው ከዚህ በተጨማሪ ግን ሌሎች ጥያቄዎች ካላችሁ ደግሞ በመሃል ከጀመርነው በኋላ በመሃል ደግሞ ጥያቄዎች ካላችሁ ለመመለስ እንሞክራለን ማለት ነው እዛው ቴሌግራም ላይ ግሩፕ ስለሚኖረን ማንኛውም ያላችሁን ጥያቄ እዛ ላይ ጽፋላችሁ በአስቸኳይ ምላሽ እንሰጣለን ስለተከታተላችሁ አመሰግናለሁ መልካም ጊዜ
So those are the ways that you can log into your Google Classroom and different assignments, and then also examples of the daily schedule. Again, if you have any questions, please reach out to your admin for your grade level. You can reach out to myself through email or through phone call. And again, we'll send out this PowerPoint so that you can pinpoint which video you need to watch and you can save it and then watch it whenever you like, or you can watch the whole thing and be prepared. Thank you very much.